Let's talk about manifesting babies. So, a little background here, I'm an intuitive channeler and I have helped countless women manifest babies. And whether this is they want to get pregnant, whether they experience stillborn and want to try again, miscarriages, you name it, I've worked with it and channeled it. And I just want to share around this. But before that, it's important to note I come from a very practical standpoint. Like, I will not work with anyone who's not also working with a medical professional because science is real, you guys. We have human physical bodies. Doctor's guidance above all else, in my opinion. And that is just what I require to take on a client with this. And on top of science being real and following medical advice from your doctor, there's a big energetic and spiritual component to this as well. I'll never forget, I was working with a woman and she had tried for 10 years. She tried everything, and here's a yawn. I'm yawning as I go to say this, and that's my release as a channeler. IVF, everything you could possibly think of for 10 years. And if you've been on any type of trying to conceive journey, just so draining, and that is an understatement. But she came to me at that 10-year mark and we worked together for over 6 months. And I'll never forget her child, which I'm going to keep this high level to respect her privacy and keep this private, but her child was right there. Right there. And she was getting all this. She had some scientific physical things to work through, which she was working through with her doctor. But the child was so hung up on this woman's job. And she had a stressful job, and luckily she was affluent. She really did well for herself. But the baby was like, there's just no way I'm coming forward with her in this job. Like, see how busy she is? See how stressed she is? No, like, I'm enjoying my time here on earth, and I'd like her 10 toes down with me. And of course, for me, it's like humorous because this kid's like laughing, but obviously saying that, like, it's not very humorous. But anyways, we worked through that, and it was her own free will. She chose to leave her job. And then we worked through something that came up around control. And then I'll never forget, a few weeks after she left her job, we worked through that control thing. It was so clear. And this happened to me in the middle of the night. And I have very good boundaries as a channeler. But in the middle of the night, I woke up and I was like, I had to write it down. And I was like, I got to tell her this in the morning. She had this guidance to work with this very specific hormone specialist on top of her doctor. She didn't leave her OB, but a very specific person. And she started working with that person, and less than 2 months, I think it was less than 2 months, she got pregnant, and her baby turned 1 in September. And all of it was natural. And I share this to say that if you're on this trying to conceive journey and you're getting just so pissed off at like visualizing yourself being pregnant because it still hasn't happened, chances are you might be an old soul, my friend, and that is such a beautiful thing. And it just means that manifestation's a little bit deeper for you. And so maybe it's not so much feeling and visualizing, and if that feels good to you, that's great, continue that. But I would encourage you to try to communicate with this baby. And this can be a few different ways. If you're good at meditating, then you can call this baby in your deep meditative state. If you struggle with that, try communicating with this baby before bed. And by communicating, I mean just call them into your mind's eye. You are a woman. You have a woman's intuition. You're going to become a mother. You have a mother's intuition. There's nothing stronger than that. Use that to communicate with this baby. And then if before you fall asleep is too much of a struggle with you, just say out loud to your higher self, please connect me with the soul of this baby in my dreams. I'm ready to connect with them. I want to understand what they're looking for from me to come forward, and I want to communicate what I'm looking for from them to come forward. This is a mutual exchange. And you're going to get some guidance. And while you're doing that, tune into your body and ask your body, what do you need from me? What's the next step in me bringing this baby forward? And I'm getting chills down my legs, you guys. And that's validation for me as a channeler. I know this was long, but save this so that you can listen back to this and know it is possible for you. It's time for you to double down on that intuition on top of listening to your doctor's advice and guidance. Communicate with that baby soul. And I'm telling you, it will happen for you.